Alright, what's up you guys? It's me from Team Tech here, back in another video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about the Logitech MX keys. If you're new to my channel, I talk about everything tech when it comes to smartphones, computers, tablets, Apple TVs, Apple products, Android products, updates on the news, what's going on with Android phones and Apple phones. I try to keep up to date with everything. And I am still in school and I work full time, so this isn't my full-time gig. So I'll try to push as much content as I can to you guys. That's helpful. That's hopefully helpful to you guys, so you can stay tuned for more. So without further ado, if you are not new, got a haircut, yes. Gotta stay fresh. It's warm outside, so I'm trying to keep cool. Anyway, today we're gonna be talking about the Logitech MX keys. So if you are looking for a keyboard that is good for your desktop, or if you're docking a laptop, or such as a MacBook or any kind of Windows laptop, Logitech MX keys are a very nice keyboard. And it's only $99, so $100, and it's great. So if you don't have the attention span to watch this full video, should you buy it? Yes. Does it have cons? Yes. If you want to know those pros and cons, keep watching the video. So without further ado, I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna play the intro, and we'll get into the pros and cons and the overall review of the Logitech MX keys. Let's go. Alright, so the Logitech MX keys. First, let's talk about the build quality and the design. They are a full-size keyboard, black color. I think you can get other colors when you get the MX keys for Mac. It does have like a space grayish type of color where the keyboard's gray and the keys are black. But the one I have is all black because I love all black everything. If you guys are not new to my channel, I've mentioned this a couple of times. I love all black everything, matte black or anything that's matte. So everything with me is gonna be the color black. So the keys, they feel great. Let's just get into some dimensions for you guys. The height of it is 5.18 inches. The width is 16.94 inches. The depth of it is 0.81 inches. And the weight is 28.57 ounces. Now when it comes to the length of this keyboard, if you're carrying a laptop bag and you want to carry your laptop with you, and you, for whatever reason, want to take the MX keys with you, it won't fit in a laptop bag. So if you are traveling and you plan on going to an office space where you plan on docking your laptop and you want to use the MX keys as your keyboard, these won't fit in a laptop bag. So if you have a big backpack that has like pouches and stuff for tech stuff like keyboards and laptops and other gizmos or whatever that you have, I recommend getting a backpack if you plan on traveling with the MX keys, because it won't fit in your standard laptop bag. At least the 13-inch laptop bags are, even the 15-inch, because this is a long keyboard since it is full-sized. So bear that in mind. So overall, the build quality, it feels pretty sturdy. I mean, it's a sturdy device. It has this long base of it with rubber tips, so that way it's not sliding across the desk, which is very nice. The keys feel really nice. I'll have a clip where you can hear what the keys sound like when you're typing. And overall, I mean, it's black, so it will collect dust and it will get a little dirty, especially if you have cats. The cat hair will be left behind on here. But overall, this keyboard is very well built, and for just $100, I think it's a pretty stellar and quality design. So let's talk about connectivity and how this keyboard connects and its other functions that it offers. Connect this with the USB receiver or Bluetooth, and it uses low energy Bluetooth technology. It has easy switch keys to connect up to 3 devices, and you can easily switch in between them. It has 10 meters of wireless range depending on the operating environment and your computer setup. hand proximity sensors that turn on the backlighting whenever your hand approaches close to it. So this is very cool. The backlighting on here turns off automatically, and there's a proximity sensor, so whenever your hands come close to it, the backlighting automatically turns on, and when it doesn't detect that your hands are nearby, it turns off. It's great for power saving, and it helps to make the battery on this keyboard last, which I'll talk about in a little bit as I go down this list. So ambient light sensors is USB-C rechargeable. That is great. Since USB-C is almost a standard for almost every device, you should have a USB-C cord somewhere and a power outlet connected to your computer if you have USB-A to C. And it comes with the cord anyway, so it does connect to USB-C. But if for whatever reason, if you lose that cord, if you have another USB-C cord laying around, you can charge this keyboard. So it's rechargeable. Full charge lasts up to 10 days or 5 months with backlighting turned off. So if you constantly have the backlight on, it should last up to 10 days, but if you have the backlighting completely turned off, it should last up to 5 months. And the battery life varies based on user computing, the user's use case or the environment. So it has an on and off power switch, so if you are finding yourself where you're going to be in a period where you're not using the keyboard for a long time, you can just turn it off to save power. A caps lock and battery indicator lights, and it's compatible with Logitech Flow when it's enabled with the mouse. So that was a mouthful, but there's a lot of ways you can connect the keyboard. So we'll talk about my experience with battery life with the keyboard and my other like real world usage experience with the keyboard, so that you guys know how it is from a real world point of view. This is what pops up. Welcome to MX Keys. You have the backlighting where it shows you how to turn up and down the backlight. Your battery notification, it goes 10%. LED blink red. Customized keys, so pretty much all the function keys, you can customize them. You can set your F keys, so you can switch between media and FN keys at any time. You can easy switch between 3 devices like I mentioned before, and that's it, you're all set. So then you go back to options. When you click on it, you can give it a keystroke assignment for a shortcut, advanced click, app expose, calculator forward, launchpad, all that stuff. And then another cool thing you can do is make this applicable to all applications, or you can click on this and make it app specific. So you can add an application and make it specific to whatever app you want to make it to, which is also pretty cool. So for me, I'm going to leave it as all apps. So I don't really need any shortcuts because I have the MX Master mouse, MX Master 3, so I use that for most of my shortcuts. Then you have more settings, so you have some backups you can make, software, checking for software updates and whatnot. So make sure all your software is up to date, so that way it stays nice and compatible with your software. Then you can use all F12 keys as standard function keys. I have that turned off for me, so that's pretty much it. So that's what the Logi option is for your MX keys, and if you have the mouse, the Logitech MX Master. Alright, so one thing I want to show you guys is the typing experience on here and the latency, because some keyboards have Bluetooth latency, and this keyboard, one of the cons is that sometimes it has latency and I have to turn the keyboard off and back on to prevent the latency and get it back to typing fluidly. So typing on here is pretty smooth. So right there you saw it was pretty smooth, there's no latency at all. But I will say one of the cons that I have experienced was that it did have some latency, and I did have to turn the keyboard on and off a couple of times and to get it flowing again, because there was some lag. I'm not sure if that lag is coming from the MacBook itself or the keyboard, but I noticed when I turned the keyboard on and off, it helped the latency improve. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The Logitech keyboard is sometimes latency gets pretty bad, and I'm not sure if that has to do with the battery dying or getting lower, because I don't know what the battery life is on here. You can check it on the Logitech options app, which I will pull up real quick. So we'll go into Logi options, and so yeah, it does show you the battery life right there. So I do have a full battery, so there shouldn't be any latency whatsoever, which is good. So we're all good. So with a full battery, there should be no latency, and I will put a screen recording up for the keyboard to show you guys what you can do with some more features. Alright, so next I'm going to show you guys how the keyboard sounds when you're typing on it, so that way you can get an experience of what that clicky clack sounds like when you're typing on the keyboard. It's a pretty nice sound and a very nice experience, so listen for yourself. I hope that was a good demonstration of how the keyboard sounds when you type on it, and I hope that screen recording showing the Logi options was able to show you one of the pros of having this keyboard, and I hope the con that I mentioned correlates or goes through to you guys, because there's not a lot of cons with this keyboard. I mean, one of the cons is the price point, but for $100 you do get a lot for what it has to offer, being it a 3-device connection, the keys, the way they feel with the little fingertip indentions on the keyboard on each key. It feels really nice typing in it, because your finger, it's hard to describe on camera without you actually touching the keyboard, but when your fingers go into the keyboard and it's in that little indention, it's like your fingers were made for the keyboard, and it feels really comfortable typing on it. And I honestly prefer typing it over the scissor keyboard on the MacBook, and the MacBook keyboard, and the scissor keys and the Magic Keyboard in general are very good keyboards, and they are very comfortable overall. But with the Logitech MX keys, with those little fingertip indentions in there, typing on there feels really smooth. It feels really natural, because your fingertips kind of just like become one with the keyboard, is the best way I can put it. So it feels really good typing on that. So one of the pros is battery life is great. 10 days. I haven't had to charge it that much at all, maybe twice, or maybe actually only once since I've had it, and I've had it for about 2 months now. So battery life is great. The only con I really have is the Bluetooth latency, to be honest. I don't really have any other cons with the keyboard, because it does what it does and you can customize it, and it's just a really great keyboard and awesome if you want to do office work, productivity, overall just anything, because you can customize the keys to do whatever you want. So you really can't go wrong with this keyboard. I don't have really any more bad things to say about it besides the Bluetooth latency that I get sometimes when I'm typing and the words aren't keeping up with the keystrokes. So other than that, honestly, to me, the keyboard is pretty phenomenal, and I highly recommend it for you guys. So yeah, so if you thought there's gonna be some cons, not that many cons, just a Bluetooth latency, and everything else just works. So if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon, stay tuned for more videos from me. Till then, peace.